Hey people, hope all is doing well. In this video, I'm going to be disassembling the mosin bolt. I'm going to try to make it as simple and quickly as possible. Before we get started, I have a PU version of the mosin, so my bolt is bent. It is not straight like a normal mosin is, so keep that in mind. It's going to be the same steps, but just in case anybody gets confused and overthinks it. But yeah, let's get into it. So the first step is going to be, we're going to need to get the cocking piece into this little gap my thumb was going over. I drew an arrow into it to make things more simple. It's just that little gap. We're going to need to pull it out and get it locked into there. I believe this would be considered the safety position. Once you do get it to this position, your guide rod connector and your bolt head come off just like that. And then to get the bolt head off, you're going to need to twist it, pull it off, and you get to set these to the side. Once you do get the guide rod connector and the bolt head taken apart, next step is getting the firing pin out. There's a few ways of doing this. You can get like a mosin toolkit to help you out. I don't have one with me, so I cannot show you that way, but I do have a guide rod connector. Normally, as you can see, I just put the firing pin in between the guide rod. It has a weird shape of sliding, and I keep twisting till kind of where the firing pin gets bigger at, almost to the edge. Once it gets to here, it is spring loaded, so hold the back of the cocking piece and point the firing pin somewhere safe. Or if you have a better way of doing it, this way it's completely silly. I messed up on this. I don't do what I did. But with that being said, firing pin is out. Now your bolt's gonna go into 3 pieces. It's gonna be the bolt, or 4: the bolt body, the springs, the firing pin, and the cocking piece. Your spring should not be in 2. Mine's just broken. It still works, but it should be 1 spring, hopefully. Now I'm gonna freeze a frame here and color code it, so it makes it easier for people to identify and learn something, of course. Moving forward from that though, we're gonna assemble it. So first start by grabbing your bolt body and putting your springs back into it. It should be 1 spring, and you can just put the firing pin back in. Once that's in, you're going to take the cocking piece. You're going to line it up how I have it lined up. It's going to sit flat behind the bolt body, just like that, as you're seeing. And once we get it in here, we're going to want to put pressure onto the cocking piece, or the back of it. I use my finger, if you can kind of tell, on the desk. But once I get it into this position, we have to push the firing pin down and thread it. I use the guide rod connector as it's a lot easier. I was showing how to use it like this. It might damage it a little bit, so if you don't want to do that, don't do it. But once you get it twisted, man, it should grab on to the cocking piece, and once it grabs on, it's easy going from there. You just keep twisting till you hit the end. Once you are done screwing your firing pin in and it hits the stop, I don't know if you can see, there's a little mark on the back of my cocking piece. You might have one too, but once you're at the very end of it, you want to unscrew it just a little bit. Try to mimic what I do, because if you don't unscrew it, if you have it tight, it won't fire your bullet. But if you have it too loose, it'll just break the primer on the bullet. You don't want that. So try to mimic what I do as much as possible. But once it's in, that part's done. Once you're done with your firing pin, you're done with the hardest part. Congratulations. Take your guiding rod. It's going to slide right onto the firing pin very easily. Then there's going to be a groove in this bolt head. It's going to go right onto the guiding rod. It's going to slide on just like that. Turn it. Once we turn it, there's going to be this little metal piece. We're going to want to push it into this little groove right here. It's going to go down. Once it's in there, we're going to turn the guiding rod now into that hole. Just like step 1, how you put it in a safety position, get everything disassembled, and now you're going to pull back and turn it right so it pressures everything together. And once it's together, that's done. You're done. Congratulations. You reassembled and disassembled your bolt. We lit. Now have a good day.